Hello, my name's Josh Sharpton, and I'll go ahead with my presentation now. The title of it is The Alabama School for the Deaf, Perspective of Graduates on the Strengths and Weaknesses of the Transition Program from Secondary to Post-Secondary Program. This project focused on identifying the strengths and weaknesses of the transition program at the Alabama School for the Deaf. Participants in the project were ASD graduates and are currently enrolled at AIDB's E.H. Gentry campus. The results can be shared with the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services, E.H. Gentry staff, and also the AIDB administrative team. Research literature review. The deaf or hard of hearing often encounter obstacles transitioning from secondary to post-secondary programs. These obstacles include areas such as self-advocacy, the support of the IEP teams, access to transition services, accommodation challenges, etc. There have been more increased opportunities for people with disabilities since the passage of both the Vocational Rehabilitation Act of 1973 and the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA. Community and independent living courses often are not part of the general curriculum in the secondary programs. And also, the accommodation needs for the deaf, hard of hearing community varies. It is not uniform across the community. The problem statement is to identify the factors that impact ASD students' transition experience and identify which areas in the transition program we need to improve. Methods and study design. We interviewed 5 ASD graduates who represented the classes of 2012 through 2018 and who are currently enrolled at E.H. Gentry, which is the post-secondary program for AIDB. All the graduates have completed at least 4 years of high school here at ASD. The interview questions were designed to focus on the following areas, such as independent living skills, ADRS support, the work experience program, the transition mentor, school organizations and leadership, technology. An analysis of the data collected relied heavily on the experiences of the participants. Strengths and weaknesses of the transition program at ASD were outlined. Procedures. We had 5 ASD graduates that were interviewed with the same 10 questions. Questions were designed to obtain one direct answer. Some of the questions were in a multiple choice format, such as choosing from A, B, C, or D. 2 example questions that were asked, taken from my interview questions I gave it, is which classes in career tech during your 9th through 12th grades helped you the most with preparing you for your post-secondary program? And list 2. Secondly, which class or program helped you the more with transition services? Pick the one that closely relates to your answer. A, work experience program. B, career preparedness class. C, your transition mentor. Or D, other. Strengths and weaknesses were identified based on the interview answers. This is the data that I collected. I put in a graph. You can see the different areas. Let you have a look at that. We have independent living, technology, leadership, their mentor, self-advocacy, ADRS support, and the Work Experience Program, or WEP. The strengths of the transition program that were identified were the Work Experience Program, the Independent Living Skills. This includes family and consumer science classes, daily living classes, and also their transition mentor. Here at the school, each child has a transition mentor who works or their academic mentor for their 4-year plan while they're here. Weaknesses of the transition program that were identified were included ADRS support, which is the vocational rehabilitation counselors. The areas for improvement that were identified, and this is an ongoing process, were the technology classes, leadership in different organizations, and self-advocacy. The discussion from it. All participants had similar experiences and perspectives on the transition program here at ASD. Most felt that their career readiness skills were average upon graduation. Partnership with ADRS has been established and has been ongoing. Vocational rehabilitation counselors do meet with individual seniors weekly to implement their post-secondary plans. The counselors also attend the IEP meetings, and ADR staff also partners with our career tech staff to provide workshops on a monthly basis in different areas, such as self-advocacy, mock interview skills, job readiness skills, etc. Here are the references. Okay, the Alabama Instructional Leadership Standards that were met in this area. Standard 1, the vision and mission. Standard 2, instructional capacity area. Standard 5, the community of care for students. Standard 11, continuous school improvement. Okay, the second part is the diversity plan that applies to my action paper. I chose this project because this will encourage an inclusive learning environment in both the career technical education area and the academic departments. And also to continue to improve programs, we must have the full support of the entire instructional staff and administration team. The diversity plan, it applies to the continuous school improvement plan, collaborating on the community projects with our stakeholders, providing professional development for our staff, implementing a peer program for our transition students, and collecting the graduation data, which is in progress. And that will help us keep up with our outcomes of our graduates. The Alabama Instructional Leadership Standards that were met. Standard 1, again, vision and mission. Standard 2, instructional capacity. Standard 3, instruction. Standard 5, community of care for students. Standard 6, professional culture for teachers and students. Standard 8, operations and management. Standard 11, continuous school improvement. Thank you for watching.